Hello guys! Welcome everybody to Mando Monday. This is the series where you guys ask the questions and I, of course, answer them. This can be to do with anything related to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO/CS2 investing, and anything current or future update related. If that's the Paris 75% off sale, CS2 beta access, or quite possibly the very first operation in CS2. If you guys have any questions regarding anything we just discussed, something to do with me, the background, a very niche subject or topic in the CS community, leave it down below this comment section or any other one of my videos. Ask Mando, then ask your question. It's usually easiest and best for me to find them that way. As it goes for this week, we have some very big juicer questions regarding the game's future, but before we do so, we have a PSA that you're not going to want to miss regarding the game's future with the marketplace, Valve's decision making, but also you taking profit. Now today's video sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a trading site for your CSGO skins. It's one of the easiest and safest ways to swap out your inventory for something new. Extra cash on every trade gets added to your balance. It also has a 30% deposit bonus. And if you use the link in the description or use my code MANDO in two different ways, one which adds 5%, totaling out to 35 for your deposit bonus. And if you're a first-time user, you can get up to a free $5 on your first trade. They also have a freebies tab where you can enter giveaways for free. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. Now, before we hop onto the questions, I have a couple things regarding the state of CSGO's market and some suggestions and advice I want to give to you guys. Just a couple days ago, I put out a community post on Twitter as well as YouTube in regards to the importance of selling and taking profit inside CS and learning how to do so. Nothing is guaranteed. Expect the unexpected from Valve. Now, there's a couple reasons I say this. Reason number one is what just happened to Stockholm and Antwerp. They just completely tanked. The mouse hollow from Stockholm has gone to the ground. It's going to keep going, and it doesn't look like it's going to rise up anytime soon. Say what you will, Paris does look a little bit different, but for the average consumer, an average person wanting a sticker, they're not going to pay $50 to $100 more for something that looks the exact same for a quarter of the cost. The skins and case market previously is now and will in the future even more see even bigger correction. The Desert Eagle Blaze went from 1600 to 800 right now, and this is something I've talked about on the channel ever since CS2 was first announced. You need to really research and know what you're getting yourself into before it's too late. A lot of people lost a boatload of money on both situations, and I believe it's only going to get worse when things start to level out and CS2 really just comes out and it's not all that everyone thinks it's going to be. Yes, there are different circumstances, like the player count is rising, but it doesn't explain why case prices, case unboxings are down from what they were the past couple of months at a lower player count. As it goes for the argument of Stockholm and Antwerp recovering, I do think some teams have a chance, but for a lot of these people who are in this current major that have transparent stickers, and they're already very cheap compared to their older stickers, you just have to put yourself in the shoes of someone new coming to CS that's going to want to craft and pick up a new sticker. You take the mouse hollow. Are you really going to pay this absurd price for $50 to $100 versus a $5 to $10 sticker for most people that look the exact same? You get where I'm coming from? This exact situation actually happened in 2021 where the player count was extremely high, was the highest for skin prices we've ever seen. They were going nuts, the people and the skins, and they didn't care since they were in La La Land, but then they got hit back to reality when those prices weren't forever. And that's my exact point. Try not to stay in La La Land because profit's eventually going to stop. People aren't going to want to hear it, but that's the reality of this. CS isn't a stock market. Valve kind of just proved that exactly with the release of the Paris stickers. So if you lost some, I apologize, but use it the best way possible as a learning experience. Quickly, I want to discuss last week's giveaway and how you enter. Last week, Boost won the R8 Fade, how you enter and how I draw. You leave a comment on Mando Monday with your Steam ID, either in the comments specifically or in your description/bio on your YouTube channel. Don't leave any links. They're usually blocked immediately and all the time, but I use this random YouTube comment generator website. You put the URL of the video, it picks a random person, and then I give that person the said skin. Best of luck to everybody. As it goes for next week, we're going to be giving away an OVERSUPPLIED. Now this, I believe, is in Battle Scarred, which is pretty cool actually. A little more expensive than Well Worn, also a lot different than Factory New, which, you know, take it or leave it. Best of luck to everybody. Now let's hop onto the questions. Our first question up here is from Rad. Will you make a new loadout with the new Paris stickers? In my opinion, I like the Pain Gaming Hollow and how Complexity looks. For those of you who don't know, for Stockholm 2021, I made an entire loadout for the Copenhagen Flames. Also a few others here and there, but mainly Copenhagen Flames. I really enjoyed it. Stickers look good. The first stickers I actually enjoyed in the game realistically in the past 10 years, ever since Katowice. I took that opportunity, and well, since these new stickers are going to be pretty cheap during that 75% off sale in the next few weeks, I may take that opportunity to craft with just a bunch of random things. I haven't had the time quite yet to play around with a bunch of different stickers, but I'm definitely going to switch it up and not just keep it to one theme, if that makes any sense. And that's also something I suggest for you guys to do, is if you haven't or don't right now have an inventory based off a really good major sticker that looks extremely good, has the possibility to be pretty expensive in the future, though that shouldn't be the main reason you're doing it, because in that case I would just keep the sticker. Make a few crafts that you might like in the next couple of years that are either glitters or possibly hollows, because they're going to be pretty cheap and they're not always going to be cheap. And that leads us into our second question up here from Jack. We're just going to call you that. Do you think Paris stickers will be oversupplied? In the case it will, it's good to buy the dip, question mark. I mean, they are borderless and the next major is on March next year. So just by taking a look at the community market on Steam, for an example, of these stickers, they're pretty cheap already, which this is usually how it goes. But something like Rio is extremely different. And there's also quite a few people who also joined during Rio or maybe need a refresher. I think what's also not helping something like the mouse being so cheap is because, well, it's pretty much a remake from Stockholm 2021. So the supply issues definitely don't help the new price going down even more. As it goes for overinvestment, way too early to tell. If I had to guess right now, just by the way people are liking them, I'm going to say we're going to end up with an Antwerp situation where it's not going to be vastly, insanely oversupplied like RMR, but there's probably going to be 500,000 of each capsule on the market during the 75% off sale, at least when that gets removed. That's what I had to guess right now. Buying the dip then on older stickers, yeah, I think that's a decent possibility. Good opportunity for you as well. And you mentioning the next major is until March next year, which isn't even guaranteed. That's just what we've been told. This is going to create a year pretty much gap for no one to get anything new sticker related with majors on the market. So what we have here is going to dry up very quickly. In almost a year, Antwerp did just exactly that with unboxings, these things getting crafted and prices going up like crazy. I think something similar will happen to Paris, but you have to remember in that gap, I also think we're going to get an operation. You do have Stockholm and Antwerp and even Rio. So a lack of major stickers, especially ones that look very similar, I don't think is going to be on the undersupply, if that makes any sense. And as it goes for these things being borderless in the future, I honestly have no idea. The best move Valve could have made is just to take a loss in profit for the next 2 or 3 years. If that's what people are going to do, is just not buy them. If they look like Cologne 2016, which that's what I was hoping for, something along the lines of that with a triangle Eiffel Tower background, that would have been cool, would have been unique, and then people would have gotten adjusted. It would have also helped the prices of older things in the market. I honestly just have no idea. If Valve keeps re-releasing borderless stickers, people, believe it or not, will eventually get bored of these and want something a little more different and unique. But this was kind of their plan B ever since Katowice 2015 if sales were going to be down. So I wonder what's next. Now, our next question up here is from GeoSearcher, and I gotta say it's a little bit different, but I enjoy it. Do you ever see your channel reaching anomaly/Jesus level of acknowledgement? Number one, thanks for the comment. Two, I also appreciate you even putting me on that level or thinking that I can go possibly that high on the charts, if that makes any sense. To be honest, I don't know. And if this is a good way of answering or bad way, I don't really care if that makes any sense. If people come, that's great. I've built a community that I really enjoy, that you guys can pretty much and will watch anything I post, which is amazing. I mean, I've had some pretty humble beginnings on YouTube for 10 years, really only taken it serious the past 1.5 to 2 years. I've realized as I've done this, if you keep up quality content, you make something new and innovative, those people will just come with time and with a bang and upload. Speaking of that, I really got to say thank you for all the support we've been receiving on pretty much every single one of my videos the past 2 or 3 months. The past week has been insane. Like, I'm talking over 100 new subscribers per video, which I couldn't thank everyone enough. And as it goes for a part 2 answer for your question, maybe one day. I think a lot of everything to do with YouTube and becoming successful, especially with subscriber count, has to do with timing of when you enter the scene. Jesus and even Anomaly entered at those perfect times. I watched them very early on, especially Jesus. End of 2018. I know in 2019 for sure I was watching him pretty much on the daily or weekly when he was uploading. I believe he was an accountant before he started, and he made very similar content to what a lot of people are doing now, but it was just one of the very first people to ever really do that. Anomaly was one of the very first people to do crazy case unboxing, huge trade-ups, funny moments, which was new at the time, and spending over $1,000 in a game like CS back in 2014, 15, and 16 was considered crazy. Now though, that shock factor value, that when you look at a thumbnail, you see someone spends $2,000, you're not going to really think much of it. You don't really care because you've seen it so much already. So someone doing that now is pretty much just digging themselves a grave and a big load of debt, if that makes any sense. But we'll have to see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that answer. Our next question up here is from Poppy. He says, do you think we'll get CS2 after the major or after the 75% off sticker sale? So I'm going to be first to say I think it's going to be after the major, but I think we're going to get some sort of announcement. This is something I talked about the past couple of months leading up to the CS2 announcement. I thought originally at the Paris major, we were actually going to get a huge trailer, gameplay reveal with pros playing against each other of Source 2 because it seemed to be they already knew what it was just a few months back. Instead of that, I still think something along the lines is going to happen where we get to see a full release, a brand new trailer with every single map. The pros play a debut match on something like Mirage, Inferno. I believe they remade it again. Nuke, you kind of get it. And I believe they're also going to announce an open beta or an early access and how you can do so. If it's going to be luck, if it's just a drop with a code in Twitch, I have no idea. Very similar to how Souvenirs did back in the day. I thought it'd be pretty cool. As it goes for its release, I'm going to hold Valve to its standard of actually releasing in the summer, which they said it would. Some people think it's going to be delayed, probably pushed back until Christmas. I do think there is a chance of it staying in early access for a lot longer than we anticipated or expected, but I don't think it's going to be pushed back any further than, let's just say, August. Our next question is in regards to investing in older sticker collections. What do you think about Cat of 15 investing? So I actually received this exact comment, I believe 6 or 7 months ago, and I believe it's also in the CSGO market forum where someone just pretty much copy and pasted my answer. They said Luke-Eats said this, and everyone pretty much agreed. But Cat of 15 investing isn't necessarily dead. It's just something people aren't really interested in. And I know what people are going to say. Well, it's an extremely rare sticker. They look really good. A lot of the same teams don't play nowadays, which you're 100% correct. But one of the problems actually we started running into with the release of Stockholm and Antwerp is all these other sticker capsules as well. With Operation Broken Fang, we had the Battle Scarred Paper, Battle Scarred Hollow, the Riptide and Surf Shop collections for stickers. We had all those. The 10th anniversary, the Battlefield 2042, the Boardroom 1, the Boardroom 2. As you can see, I'm listing a lot of different capsules and a lot of different content that doesn't look the same as Katowice 2015, but that's exactly that. There's too many other good-looking stickers for a very affordable price, so why is someone new, very similar to some of our first questions with Paris versus Stockholm, like the mouse, why is someone going to go for something older that doesn't really care too much, that is new, and that doesn't want the rarity factor, especially when they can save a boatload of money? Me personally, I would probably not go into anything older at this point, unless it's Katowice 2014, and even then, those stickers take an extremely long time to sell. I also will mention, you also run the risk of Valve remaking these once again in the next 2 or 3 years, and especially with something like Katowice 2015, I think we're hitting that point where it could have a remake. People also have to realize, Katowice 2015, yes, it looks good, the hollows look amazing, very similar to 2014 with the same teams. The only thing that's really exclusive, and the reason people like it so much, is because of the name Katowice. People are kind of just buying it for the brand and name. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. Now, our last question for today's video isn't from any specific commenter, rather it's a compilation of questions that I've gotten the past couple of weeks in regards to CSGO's or CS2's very first operation. When I think it's going to come out, what will it do to the market? You kind of get the point. As it goes for the next operation release, when is it going to come out? There's some pretty important things you have to look at right now. We have the Paris Major going on. We also have the release of CS2, and this might be a little debatable, but I think all hands are on deck right now for CS2, which is also maybe some of the reasons why we've gotten a whole lot of lack of updates for the CS beta, the limited test build, the Paris stickers looking the way they are. There's no effort really put into them, nothing different than there was before. They knew they'd sell well. It's something they would pretty much have in the game files. Not a whole lot of work has to go into it, but fixing bugs and making CS2's release perfection is so important, and it's pretty much a do or die situation for the Counter-Strike franchise. With that being said, I don't really think it's even in their mind right now of coming out anytime soon. Some people think it's going to release in the first few weeks of CS2's release, or possibly the same day. I'm going to go ahead and go off a limb and say absolutely not. Yes, I think that's too much work for Valve, but I also think it's too much stimulation, overstimulation for us, the community. If we got CS2 with a bunch of new maps, possibly a couple new game modes, some new features, we got to learn how the new mechanics feel, see our skins in game, and then we get an operation with possibly an anti-cheat and all this other stuff. That is a whole lot of content, a whole lot of new content in a very short period of time, and something I've learned from my years of playing CS, especially with updates. Valve likes to spread those out and save things for when they need them and want to spice things up. Like we discussed in today's video, I think when this operation comes, it's going to absolutely destroy the CS market, and I think people are going to lose quite a bit of money, which is extremely concerning. But I think a lot of people have had enough warnings to, well, obviously make their profit. If you put $1,000 into CS just a few months ago, you're probably sitting at least $2,000, $3,000, possibly $10,000 if you were extremely smart. The smart people there would probably cash out either for real life cash and then put some of that back in the game and just wait. That pretty much wraps up Mando Monday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you got a question for next week's video, leave it down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.